Email. I know everyone hates it. There's too much coming in. We've got hundreds, if not thousands, of unread and read emails in our inbox, and we just don't know where to start to get it organized. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you a simple, easy process for managing email. Now, before we get started, just a little background. About 15 years ago, I, like most people, realized that email had become a nightmare. No more was it this novelty that I could write a letter, so to speak, digitally and then send it across the world, and instantly the person I sent the email to would be able to open it. That was the novelty, but it quickly wore off about 15 years ago. Now I was staring at an inbox full of hundreds, if not thousands, of emails, and I just didn't know where to start. So in the end, I had to stop and think about how could I get control of my email. And over about 2 or 3 years, this is not a quick fix, but over about 2 or 3 years, I figured out there was actually a system that guarantees you that you will stay on top of your email. And I gave it the name Inbox Zero 2.0. So, what is Inbox Zero 2.0, I hear you ask? Well, quite simply, it's a two-step process. The first process is to clear your inbox. Now, I actually recommend you do this first thing in the morning, or depending on when you get the bulk of your email, maybe do it at lunchtime or later in the day. Entirely up to you. I don't subscribe to this idea of never check your email first thing in the morning. Just yesterday, for example, I actually got an email probably about 3 a.m. in the morning, and I missed a meeting simply because I didn't actually check my email first thing in the morning. You don't want that to happen. It's just part of my morning routine. Clear my inbox. But there is a really important caveat here. We're clearing our inbox. We're not doing email. We're basically getting it down to zero. And all you're doing is processing. And this part of it is all about speed. Speed. Now, all we're doing here is deciding whether you need to take action or not. So there's only really 3 things that you can do with an email. You can action it, so reply or do whatever you need to do with it. Delete it, which is my favorite. The DEL key on my keyboard is my favorite button. Or if you think you may need it in the future, then you can archive it. Now there is a second one, a fourth one, which is forward it to somebody else, but I find that's actually very rare. But once you understand that, you can actually do this through 3 questions. What is it? What do I need to do? And when am I going to do it? That's it. Pretty much the whole basis of the COD system, which is collect, organize, and do. When you're organizing, it's really about what is it? What do I need to do? Where am I going to put it? That's it. 3 simple questions. Now, the second part of this process is actually doing email. Now, doing email is about slowing down. We've already decided that we need to take action. And I have a folder in my email system. I use Apple Mail, but I have a folder in Apple Mail which is called Action This Day. Action this day, I love that phrase because it gives that sense of urgency, and my goal is to act on it today. Now, I do this round about 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It depends on how busy I am and how many meetings, but I've calculated that if I can spend an hour a day with my communications, which includes email, I will pretty much stay on top of email throughout the week. There won't be anything holding over. Now, I do have a general rule, and it is just a general rule, that I reply to all email within 24 hours. And those of you watching who have emailed me, you probably noticed that you did get a reply within 24 hours. Now, this is all about slowing down. Now I'm taking action. So what is it? What do I need to do? Where I need to put it doesn't matter anymore because it's already where I want it to be, action this day. So what is it? What do I need to do? Now, essentially, most emails are going to take me about 5 to 10 minutes to reply to. Some of my YouTube comments, which I do try to reply to all of them, they take maybe 30 seconds. So there's a nice variety coming into this action this day folder. One thing I should point out is though, what you want to be doing, now if you're using Outlook or you're using Apple Mail, you can do this. You can reverse the order of these mails in this folder. So what you'll notice is my oldest are at the top and the newest are at the bottom. You see, the newest ones have come, so there's a long time for me to reply. The ones at the top, though, were the ones that came in last. Not last, the oldest ones. So those are the ones that are actually the most urgent, if you like. And I hate that word urgent because nothing's really urgent in my world. But let's go back to that, is that now what I mean is that I'm starting with the oldest first and working my way down. So if I don't manage to clear my action this day folder today, that's okay, because the oldest one will be still at the top tomorrow. It'll be a circle round. But there is one type of email that actually causes a lot of confusion, and I want to show you how to deal with those. So this type of email is the email that has a task within it. So it could come from your boss, and your boss might have asked you, could you prepare a presentation for the board meeting next month? Now this is not going to be a simple 15-20 minute response. This actually needs maybe 4 or 5 hours worth of work to do the research, to prepare the presentation file, whatever. But it does require 4 or 5 hours worth of work. What do we do in this situation? Right, well in this situation, you're not going to spend 4 or 5 hours that day dealing with this particular problem, because it means that all the other email is not going to get done. What we do is we move this to the task manager. But what you can do is, now it depends what task manager you're using. I use Todoist, and it's great because I can just drag the email into the description of my Todoist task, and now I have a clear link back to the original email. It's almost like magic. When I come to work on that task, I've got a link to that email. But one thing I would never do is just use the email title as the title of my task, because it doesn't really tell me what I need to do. In this particular instance, if I've got a presentation to prepare for next month's board meeting, then I need to make sure that is what's written in the task. So the task is written, prepare for next month's board meeting, or prepare presentation for next month's board meeting. That's the name of the task. Now, prepare for me is a bit of a weak action verb, but it's enough to get the ball rolling, because to me, prepare means, okay, I need to look at it, I need to decide what to do, I probably may need to create a project note for it. I don't know yet, because it's just going into my inbox, and then it will get processed as a task in due course. But now it's out of my email. What do I do with this email? It's not going to stick around in my action this day folder. I can now archive that email, because with Todoist and Apple Mail, all I need to do is click on that email. It doesn't matter where it is, as long as it's not in trash and has disappeared. It doesn't really matter where it is. All I need to do is click on it, bang, the original email is there. It also means when I've completed the presentation, I can move it. I can just quickly click send and complete the task. It's really simple system, but I think one of the biggest problems most people face is we're trying to overcomplicate things in an effort to actually organize things and make things look pretty. You know, sometimes that is not what you're trying to do. In fact, not just sometimes, in all cases, we're actually wanting to get to the execution part of, get the work done. But in this particular case, 3 or 4 hours, I'm not going to spend that in my communication time. That time needs to be set aside some other time. I need to dedicate more time for that. And that might be an hour a day for a week where I spend working on that presentation. It could mean that I also have to reach out to other people to get information in order to put together the presentation. So there you go. I just wanted to cover that because it's come up several times in my coaching program where people say, okay, but this email, I've got some work to do. What do I do with it? The one thing I should suggest that you don't do is anything that you need to action automatically goes into your task manager. You want to be really strict about what goes into your task manager. We don't want that being just another pile of stuff to do from email and you got stuff in email. Because I've got my action this day folder, I don't need all those smaller tasks in my email because I can do them when I'm responding to the email. Remember, that part is slowing down. And that just means that my Todoist, in my case, but whatever task manager you're using, is nice, clean and tight, and more importantly, focused on what I can actually get done today. Hopefully you found that useful. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you want to learn more about my email process, then this video up here will give you a bigger explanation.